Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Excuse my voice, I am still sick again, whatever the case may be. So today I want to talk about something that I've actually been wanting to talk about for a really long time. And that is, what is your specific person thinking when you're manifesting them? And I actually had the opportunity to talk to somebody directly that was being manifested. I wasn't the one manifesting them, so it was kind of a little bit easier to kind of pick their brain and put timelines together. So let's get into the video. Also, if you are new to my channel, please make sure that you like, subscribe if you like this kind of content. If you have any questions, leave comments down below and let's get into the video. So there's obviously already plenty of videos out there, and I'm sure you've heard other coaches always say, well, they're thinking what you're thinking, or the story that you're telling about them, what you're affirming, and that is true. But I am someone who likes specific details. Like, I just want to know. So I'll give you the example that I've been meaning to use. So someone that was a friend of mine that I've been helping, she was very into scripting and affirming. So she basically wrote out like her affirmations, but she also wrote out stories and things like that. And she had this very particular story about this person that was quite negative. She basically saw them as like super avoidant and just non-committal, and someone who would like run, and it was almost like a set timeline, like they would come in for a certain time and then run again for a certain time. And she made the decision that this time around she wanted them to stick around no matter what. So she started affirming that they were coming in and that they were committed, but that they also had worked on themselves. So she did put some stipulations in there, which did delay it a little bit, which is not a bad thing. Like, if there are certain things that you want, it's okay to put them in there. And for about, I want to say like 3 to 4 months, it did take quite a bit. I don't know if she did it daily or not. There was like little to no movement, but when I spoke to the person that was being manifested, they actually told me that they started having thoughts about that person and wanting to come back from the day they started manifesting them. So basically what I was told was that, the first thought that they had was, oh, I was thinking of this person. And then it was like, well, I missed this person. And then it was, I really want to commit to this person. Like, I really screwed up last time. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do it correctly this time. And I'm going to stick around and I make it right. And then they said that they were starting to have little doubts about whether they were ready, in terms of like, well, there's certain things I still need to do in order to get ready. I need to get my life in order. I need to get my finances in order. I need to get my mental health in order. So they put all these stipulations in there that she, who was manifesting them, kind of also put in there. But they were literally talking about the fact that they were thinking about this every single day. It was actually one evening where we had girls' night and I went out with her and we were talking about her dream wedding. The person that was being manifested actually reflected that back to me too. They talked about the wedding in specific detail, like imagining it and remembering that they talked about it around the same time that was happening. So basically everything that she was thinking and scripting and affirming happened in real time. It was just that this person said they felt that they really wanted to come in, but they just weren't ready. And then there was a short amount of time where my friend kind of fell off the wagon, and I was kind of like helping her get back on it, but she was kind of back and forth between like, well, do I really want this? Do I not want this? Like, I'm not sure. What if this isn't working? What if they don't want to come in? What if they're gonna run again? That person also reflected that back. They basically said, well, there was a time, like a very short amount of time, where they were just like questioning whether they should even come back in. And on top of that, they told me that they didn't even understand where that was coming from, because that's not how they really truly felt. Because remember, we laid this like groundwork of them like being in love and wanting to come in and making it work. So they were like, and then all these doubts like kept creeping up, and I just wasn't sure where they were coming from or what to do with them. So they were in this confused state of mind, which is why they did not take any action until we got to a point where she was completely steadfast in what she wanted and the direction that she went. And when that person ended up coming in, she still pushed them away, by the way. Like, she rejected them, I think, like 2 or 3 times because her doubt was coming up, but she still affirmed on the side, because we just talked about the fact that you shouldn't reject someone based on their behavior or the things they say to you, because they're just a mirror reflection of you. If you don't feel the way you think you should feel about them, that is a reason to reject them. But don't reject them based on things that are malleable with your subconscious. So do keep that in mind always. So she was affirming on the side and she was manifesting on the side while also rejecting them. And that person still came back. And we're talking like hardcore rejecting. Like we're talking blocking each other. We're talking like, I'm done with you. I don't ever want to see you again kind of vibes. But that person was still steadfast because she already had trained her subconscious for them to come back no matter what and to fight for this connection, which was a big, big thing that the person that was being manifested didn't do before. So that was a big focus. And, you know, very, very quickly we saw progression. There was also a short amount of time where she was worried about a third party, and that person instantly went and spent some time with a third party. However, it wasn't in a like, you know, in a cheating kind of way or anything like that. Like they were just around the third party. It never went anywhere. But just her being worried about that really, really quickly like triggered that. So it is very good to really stay on top of your thoughts because manifestation is instant. Now she did, I have to like say this, linger on the whole third party situation for quite some time prior to that. Like the third party thing was always a problem, which in this case was also a self-concept problem. Like I did tell her that she needs to work on this specifically for her because a third party thing is something that continuously happened in every relationship that she's had. So it's not just, you know, specific like to this particular person, but everything that she affirmed and journaled and all of that basically reached that other person instantly all the time. I've seen this happen before with people that I've been manifesting, and not even like consciously. Sometimes I would just subconsciously think something or consciously think something when I was around them, and then they would instantly reflect it back to me. It was almost like a thought transmission was like instant, and we were able to put it into the conversation. But they are literally thinking what you're thinking. Sometimes it is word for word. So in the example that I gave, it was actually word for word, which I thought was so interesting. And then in some cases, it just translates in a way that they would talk. I also got this question of, does it make a difference if they're in a different time zone, or does it make a difference if they speak a different language? Doesn't matter. It will reach them the way it needs to reach them in a way where they would normally think. Like, for example, I'm from Europe. So if someone from my hometown were to manifest me, let's say that, I don't let people manifest me, but let's just use that as an example, and they would do it in my native language, I would still receive that manifestation in English because that's my predominant way of thinking. I was even on the phone with my mother one time, and I was talking about somebody that I knew from Australia, which means they only spoke English, but I talked to my mother about it in my native language. And they texted me like 2 minutes later, and I hadn't talked to this person like 10 plus years. Like I didn't even know them that well. It reached them instantly, and they instantly reached out. So don't put any like blockages or resistance into the mix where there is none, because it's really not necessary. You don't need that. Just be aware it reaches them right away. If you have negative thoughts and you're worried about it, it's okay. Don't drive yourself crazy over this, please. Like, don't go, oh my God, I thought something like bad, or I thought it for a long period of time. That's okay. People change their mind all the time. Like, everybody is always so focused on, you know, like, oh, I have to have positive thoughts and this, that, and the other, and it's not working. But because we've been so trained to think negatively all the time, like if you've been affirming something positive for a really long time and they've been good and they've been showing up positive, and then you have negative thoughts and you see them reacting right away, you don't question whether your manifestation is working. You're instantly thinking, oh, my manifestation is not working because I only wanted to manifest the positive, instead of seeing, no, it actually worked instantly, because manifestation, like your subconscious does not care whether it's positive or negative. It worked instantly. You just need to redirect and retrain your brain to think of the world as more positive as a whole. So you are very powerful. You are completely in control. You got this. And whenever a negative thought comes up, just redirect it. Just remember, you can even affirm that your negative thoughts that you have like about the other person aren't even manifesting. Just keep focused, keep a good clean mental diet, and I promise you, whatever you're affirming, like the more persistent you are, the faster it comes in for you. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope it, taught you something. And if you have any questions, like I said, please leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.